Can you hear me now? I can't believe I'm saying that, but can you hear me now? I see the movement on the screen. Can you hear me now? I can't believe I'm saying that, but can you hear me now? I see the movement on the screen. Can you hear me now? I can't believe I'm saying that, but can you hear me now? I see the movement on the screen. Can you hear me now? I can't believe I'm saying that, but can you hear me now? I see the movement on the screen. Okay, now why is it repeating? I can't believe I'm saying that, but can you hear me now? I see the movement on the screen. Okay, now why is it repeating? Okay, now why is it repeating? This is crazy. Okay. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna do what I came here to do. How about that? And then maybe you guys can get it on reverb or something like that. I'm not sure, but I got so much I want to say and what I'm trying to do. I see you there, but I'm not understanding why I'm not getting. No, don't turn anything off. This is so crazy. I've been working on this all day, but I'm not understanding why I'm not getting. No, don't turn anything off. This is so crazy. I've been working on this all day, but I'm not understanding. Okay, so don't turn anything off. This is so crazy. I've been working on this all day, but I'm not. Okay, so let me go back to. This is so crazy. You've been working on this all day. Is this you? Okay, so can you let me go back to. This is like a nightmare. Okay, so can you let me go back to. This is like a nightmare. Okay, so can you let me go back to. This is like a nightmare. Let me go back to. What the hell is wrong? I cut my feed, restart, it's choppy, but you can hear. Okay, thank you for that. Let me get back to you. And Google Plus and start. Choppy, but you can hear. And okay, I got it. Thank you for that. Let me get back to you. Okay, join. And Google Plus, take me there. Start. Okay. And I got it. So I'm going to turn my speakers off. Now, is that better? Is that better? Tracy, I know you're on the call, so is that better? You know what, you all, thank you for being here. Thank you. It's the great reset time, and I'm caught short here, but if we can get this right, you'll be glad you came. You'll be so glad you came. I was been thinking about like why was it so important to me to do this today? And you know, we had talked on Facebook about, you know, the new moon and that big old eclipse, and this being a great come around year. And so what I hope to do with this was to kind of see if we were in sync. Like, is it actually is it a come around year for you? Is it a reset button for you? Are you at a place where you're ready to begin again because you've sniffed out some clues that yeah, it is time to do that. You've gotten some oh, hi, now I'm so pleased. Welcome. So is it reset time for you? Like, is it time for you to make that move, make that change, make that decision, you know? And this is not a small decision. This is big. This is huge. This is 20-year huge, you know, really. You know, there's a song, I think, all of my life I prayed for someone like you. You know, it's like that kind of thing. It's like something that you have been attempting and attempting and attempting to do. And you had so much other stuff in the way that you had to clear all that out, you know, but you never thought you were going to get there. And now you're there. And now you're like, whoa, it's real. It is true. Like, I am who I thought I was. Like, I really am that woman in all her frailty, but her tremendous power as well. And you have learned how to recognize the equal and opposite reaction and to brace yourself for it. And maybe get a little, you know, knocked off your mark, but not totally anymore. They can't move you off your square like they used to be able to do. And you got signs that that's right and proper, and that's how it should be. You have indications that everything that you dreamed of being is yours already. And now you can see the signs. You can see you're meeting the people, you're hearing the messages coming to you from just straight out of the box, you know. And so take a deep breath. Yeah, breathe into that. You know, it's Women's History Month. Hallelujah. You know, we deserve way more than that. They should really, every time we walk outside, some music should go off and bands should start walking behind us. And, you know, there should be fucking confetti everywhere and stuff every time. Just going to the store. Exactly. You know, because almost from birth, we come here and we realize that it's something different about us. You know, you go along happily, and then something happens to let you know that you are not being treated fairly. Like, this is not fair. And when you're young, you know, like that, then you're powerless to change the things that are occurring. But when you're young like that, you're so close to your dreams and you really know who you are. And then you go through this whole cycle and recycle and recycle and cycle again and recycle and cycle again, damn it. You know, trying to navigate all the fucking that you have to navigate just to be able to breathe as yourself, not as who they think you ought to be, or, you know, your insecurities, crying and moaning and whining all the time. When you're younger, they really are so loud till you can barely see yourself in the mirror, you know. you're trying to please because you don't like the blows. You know, you don't like how cold it feels when people turn their back. And so in order to keep them looking and keep them interested and in the game with you, you have to acquiesce. You have to play small. You have to play dumb. You know, you have to do these things because you have not fully comprehended just how love works. You know, we come here and they keep telling us it's out there. Love is to be found, you know. So you got to go looking for love in all the wrong places and stuff, you know, and spend a lot of time doing that. And you wind up in some dark places and spaces sometimes, you know, until you start getting that inkling, you know, hey, this is who I am. This is what it is. And come on, let's do this. Let's do this. So that you can, you know, deal with the blows that come your way honestly. Don't have to be so tough that you can, you know, knock them out, or you can, I'll show them, I'll outthink them, I'll, you know, outrun them, you know, I'll beat them, you know, at their own game. It's a waste of time because it's their game, it's not yours. And look at you. Look at you. You know you got major stuff to do, don't you? I know you know. And don't get it, don't. When I say major stuff, that could be feeding the birds. That could be smiling at a stranger, but having it come from your heart and reaching their heart. And you know how, as Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, she says the overculture. You know, I call them the they, because what will they say and what will they think? And, you know, so, but they spend a lot of money trying to make us think that it's all out there and we have to go somewhere to get it. And we have to change something to have it. And we have to learn a secret code to keep it. And, you know, so I'm celebrating this big reset time by like doing this. Bam, I'm gonna press that damn reset button. Bam, it's a reset. It's my time. It's never too late. It doesn't matter how old you are, or how young you are, or how fat you are, or how skinny you are, or how broke you are, or how lonely you are, or how, you know, sad you are. And damn sure doesn't matter how scared you are. Because you want to know somebody who's scared. I'm somebody that was scared. And finally learned to do the damn thing anyway. You know, so I have some of my writing with me, and that I wanted to share with you. A prayer that I wrote. Oh, these glasses. A prayer that I wrote. I can't read. So what I'm gonna do is look down at these words with the glasses on, and then when I come back up, I'm gonna take them off. Okay. So this one is my prayer on my spiritual path. You know, I started out, you know, like probably most of Americans, most, not all, many, as a Christian, you know, going to, well, we grew up going to Catholic church and stuff. And when I got sober, you know, that was, and finally began to believe that there was a higher power that gave it about me, I was called by the divine feminine after thoroughly immersing myself in, because you know that's the rule, right? In order to get there, you've got to devote your time, your energy, your money, your thoughts, your feelings, your plans, your ideas, all have to be focused on the same thing. And so My thing was I was going to become like Jesus. I was going to get so clear and focused that I was going to be able to, walk on water and stuff like that. That's how crazy I was, just how badly I wanted to make up for all the lost time and stuff. I thought I could just get close to that, it would cancel out all the years of the pain and the misery and the sorrow. But that didn't work. And thank goodness I was called, because it was like I kept hearing something like a yearn, a pull, and I would go to the lakefront and cry, but I had to be under a willow tree. So I'd be under willow trees, all up on there, and holding those long leaves and crying. I don't know why I'm crying, but I know it's something more, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to get there. And I've been high for 20 years, and I got 5 kids, and they got 5 different daddies, and I'm a slut, and I'm a fool, and why me, and then, but I would always leave some change at the base of the tree, and I didn't know why. So as fate would have it, I found myself writing for a small community newspaper, and part of that job was to go out and interview community leaders. And so I went to interview Dr. Margaret Burroughs, and while I was talking to her, asking the questions for the interview, I said, Dr. Burroughs, I feel like something is pulling me, something calling me. I felt safe enough to do that because I had met her when I was in jail, and she came to visit the people in jail. And so we all lined up and went over there to the room where she was, and she asked a question. I answered the question correctly, and she gave me a book. She autographed a book, and I felt so great, so great. And I got to tell you what happened when the fat girl, she got, no offense about fat, just plus size, whatever. But she was leaving the jail, and I asked if I could have her pants because we're going to go to church on Sunday. So she gave me her pants, and I took her pants and tore them in half and made me a long, slim skirt out of one of her pants legs. And I had my blouse on that I went to court in when they took my ass back there and put me in jail. And I was going to church. I had my little heels on and stuff. And the police lady, she was like, do you know I could give you another case right now? And for what? And she's like, destruction of DOC property. And the pants leg, I was gonna go get arrested because I had the pants leg on. So I took the damn pants leg off and went on church. I'm like, this is not for me. This is not for me. I don't know why I'm here. But anyway, Dr. Burroughs told me to get the book When God Was a Woman by Merlin Stone. And I got that book, and I read that book like I read the Bible. And it opened me up wide. And it gave me my power. I felt so empowered by knowing that there was a divine feminine, and that she had summoned me and put me on the path to discover more of her. And so this is the prayer, that I wrote back then when I was learning and discovering. I said, Great Mother, I pray thee, allow me to speak the words that will help to heal your battered and bleeding earth, that I may be found acceptable in thy good grace and anointed as a daughter priestess who, when called, shall go, when guided, shall lead. My heart grows weary, Great Mother, of the hunger and rage and distance shown by my brothers and sisters. May I be a beacon of light to those who stumble in the dark. May my life be a vessel to better serve thy will. I know, Great Mother, in my heart of hearts that your children must raise up in like-minded consciousness to better hear your word. My hands are available to touch and heal as you ordain. My eyes are your windows to see and soothe as you direct. My heart holds my mind and is yours to mold, for it is in you that my breath takes wings and soars above the absurdity and obscenity, and to appreciate the magnificence of your earth womb. My love spreads further than the questioning of a child, than the probing of a curious spirit. My love is as deep as the grief of a childless mother, and as true as the grasp of a dying man. I am an open vessel. Fill me with your charge. I am a learning tree. Water my roots with stories. I thank thee, great mother, for you rock me gently in the still of the night when no mortal can know my pain. You know the kind of pain I'm talking about, right? When you're not sure, you're not sure if this dream is a cruel joke or the divine design for your life. And every time you take a step in the direction of what you think it would take to realize the dream, something or someone steps in to say, see that? Stop. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You're not connected. You don't know anybody. You don't have any money. What you gonna tell people? Look at you, covering addict, alcoholic, got no college degree. What you gonna tell people? So I'm gonna say, I'll tell people, God damn it, that I've read 200 books. Tell them that. I'll tell them that I've been so low, so low, so low that it would took a crane to lift me up off the ground. But I got up. I would tell them that I have been to the depths of despair, but I have also seen the promised land. And what comes from the heart reaches the heart. So I might not have all that shit you're talking about, but I know one. I got soul. That's why I'm in the soul garden. That's why it's on in the soul garden. Dig what I'm saying? Because I got soul. And that's what I give. And that's what you feel when I'm talking to you. This is not, I'm not doing this because I'm making some big millions of dollars doing this. I'm not doing it because, you know, I want to impress people with my knowledge. I do this because I have no choice. You understand that? I do this because I'm called to do it. And I answer the call because when nobody would look for me, the great mother looked for me. And so I will forever, ever be her daughter and remain in service. No matter what it looks like, I will remain in service to my dying breath. You understand? So I do this on Google Hangout. I do it on SoundCloud. I used to do it at the library. I do it at the grocery store. This is what I do. Now, at some point, I've decided, my last vision board, like some point, I would like to have an audience in the physical, you know, like I would like to say, Beverly Reed Scott is going to be at the so-and-so on such and such a day and time, and that women that resonate with the sound of my voice, that they would be happy to read that. And they would be excited, and they would call someone else that knows my work, and they would say, she's going to be in town and we got to go and stuff. And that you would come and spend some time with me, because being a spiritual guide and a poet and a writer, and being a double Leo, there comes a time when I'm doing this and I need to feel you. You know, I need to feel the energy of you being in the space with me. And so for the big come around, because 20 years ago, I had a very large audience. And so for this time around, I'm in charge of myself. I don't have any insecurities where I got to ask somebody, hi, look, what you think? Should I do this? Should I do that? Believing that they're going to care more about myself than I could care about myself or my goals or my dreams. So I don't need to ask anybody anything anymore. I do as I'm guided and directed from within, you know. So I want to read something else, if that's all right with you. You know, when Michael Jackson, you all see Michael? You know, I love Michael Jackson. Don't I start crying. You all know Michael Jackson was an avatar. And he worked so hard. See, like, look, show you how it works. There he is. Where is it? There's Michael. You see Michael right there? So I'm holding this. This is a newsletter that I used to do. It has 69 iterations because I would second guess myself. But I think I'm ready to would you like to be a member of the Soul Garden? And as part of your membership, you would get a quarterly newsletter written by me. If you would like that, you know, let me know. But Michael, since you're up there and you helped me find this, I want to say thank you. But this is a story that I wrote that I'm going to share with you about a difficult decision that I had to make. I had an abortion. I don't mean to seem like I was whispering. There was some shame involved. I'm all the way feminist, womanist, with the right to choose for my life, right? So I had that. But look, this is called The Next Fourth Child. It's a little long, but we got time, huh? Not that long. But look, okay, The Next Fourth Child. I'm gonna put it up here so I don't have to be turned away, and then if I can move my glasses like that, that should help. Okay, well, I suspect my fourth child was a messenger, but in my panic, I could not consider such a notion. In my panic, I could not even breathe. All I remember is sitting on the edge of an examining table, naked from the waist down, leaning in and out of reality. I had ignored all of the usual signs and had only come to the clinic because my good friend Maria had insisted. When the soft-eyed nurse with the efficient hands confirmed that I was indeed pregnant, I smiled dumbly as tears rolled down my cheeks in ever-increasing numbers. 4 children. The idea took my breath away. My vision, clouded by tears, began to blur while my heart dropped as fast as a rigged elevator. It was a steady roar like raging storm water somewhere between my ears. I could not believe that I was once again with child. Are you crazy? Maria asked and then stopped short. I guess my expression gave her the answer. Who wanted to hear that shit now? Never mind that I had unprotected sexual intercourse with a man. Never mind the irresponsibility. Never mind any of the whys and wherefores. The only matter I could address was my current condition. I felt as if I had just been handed a very long prison sentence. And like any other defendant in denial, I demanded an appeal. I had no choice, really. I handed that sentence down to the bud which would never blossom in my womb. I insisted on being put to sleep for the procedure, as if that would somehow make it less meaningful, less real. My confusion made reality seem like a bad sci-fi movie. Whose reality? Mine, who must live this life? Or the unformed one, who I felt sure would murder my chance for a decent life if I allowed the opportunity for breath? The way through these matters is to keep your head out of it and act from your deepest place of knowing. Sleeping through the process also denied me the pain. I can remember the decision, the day I went to the clinic. I remember how odd it seemed that everyone was there for the same purpose, but camaraderie was only expressed through quickly averted eyes. I hissed, I'm sorry. I remember Maria trying to reach someone on the phone while I filled out the paperwork. I hope you're not trying to call him, I hissed. Shut up and do what they told you to do. I'm handling this, okay, she said. I just rolled my eyes and finished the paperwork, not sure if I wanted it to be, oh gosh, not sure if I wanted it to be him or not. I'm hoping that you are listening. Nothing is going to fluster me today because anything can go wrong, and it oftentimes will. So we keep it moving. So anyway, it seemed as if paying the extra cost for the sleep medicine allowed me to skate past my hesitation. But another cost I hadn't anticipated has been the sneaking suspicion that nothing really happened. I remembered the day, but not the pain. And instead of tears, there's only puzzlement, a stillness where a stirring of emotion should have occurred. Perhaps this is why the next fourth child was born 2 years later on a snowy Christmas Eve. She was born 8 weeks early. The other was terminated at 8 weeks. Her struggles began immediately. She spent 2 months fighting to stay alive, while I spent the time searching for a family that would love and take care of her. I believed that her survival had sealed my fate. I would now be relegated to that category of women who are of no consequence. A single woman with 4 children carries an invisible burden of shame that is hard to describe, but I will try. There are a group of women who live and die without ever having been heard. They are dismissed. They are the measurement for others to build their illusions upon. They are either too angry or too apologetic in the way they move through life. They know they are much more than the world will allow them to be, but because they made some errors in judgment, no one wants to let her play. They do not meet the standard that the model requires. It is ironic that the model makers are also the source of the woman's pain. It is a symptom, Multiple pregnancy is a symptom that everyone ignores. But you say she should know better, right? Then tell her to find herself a man that will help her with those kids and further deny her an opportunity to love herself. The state of pregnancy is a powerful place for a powerless woman. When pregnant, she is viewed differently, treated differently, better. It helps her find meaning where there has been none. It makes her feel in control of something, and the outcome, a beautiful being that relies solely upon her for survival. And she can deliver. Her body is God. Her body and the Women with Infants and Children program, the WIC program. Thank goodness for the WIC program. No shout out for the WIC program. No one knows her gifts, or are they interested, as they blame her for her pain. She does not even understand the connection between the inappropriate actions of her youth when she was raped and the activities she now participates in as a woman. When she used drugs, when she picked bad men, when she had multiple pregnancies. She was I. And when the next fourth child was born, I nearly died of fear. Fear that I would not have the strength to take on another life. Fear that I would. Fear that I was what everyone said. Fear that I was not. If I was not an alcoholic single mother of 4, what was I? Moreover, if I was an alcoholic single mother of 4, what else was I? What else This is the acorn that rested in my psyche and disturbed my attempts to live without addressing my ills. My life, viewed from my eyes, had a Twilight Zone quality about it. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I always felt as if I was filling in for someone else, and that she would come, that she would come at any moment and assume control. And I really hoped that she would, because I had no idea what I was doing. Although I had made a valiant attempt to deny my culture and my soul's whisperings, they ultimately won. Maria and I went to the hospital to get our baby. We loved our baby. We went to the hospital to get our baby and bring her home. She was 2 months old, and Maria took charge, thank goodness, because I was crazy as a road lizard. That's not on there, but it's true. I love my friend Maria. Wherever you are, Maria. Oh, I love you so. She was blessed with the ability to find comfort in necessity, and she takes her blows from her life and her boyfriend in stride. She kept the house clean, her children polite, and always had something to share. Women often come and live with her because she's a mathematician. She can take your pain and hers, add some food stamps, a sympathetic landlord, 32 hours of day labor, and come up with a solution that'll hold you over till you get the strength to move on. She told me to get a bag out of her closet before we left. It turned out to be a brand new outfit for my baby. I couldn't stop crying long enough to dress her, so it was Maria who took that next fourth child and held her to the light, singing to her, oiling her, and dressing her. I stood there in a tear-filled daze, observing everything and absorbing nothing. She became my love light gradually, and through it all, never complained, never questioned my cautious love. It seemed to me that she came here knowing why she was on the planet, and everything that was happening was true and just. Sometimes I thought she was an angel on assignment. She's slight of frame, soft-spoken, demure is what they call her. People, when they meet her, always exclaim, "She looks just like a doll." 7 years had passed, and each one brought us closer together until one day destiny stepped in and brought us to the moment where our souls merged. I knew who she was and why she came here. I was sitting on the edge of the bathtub, struggling with life's complications. I had been sober for several years and was trying to thwart the attempts by those I loved to define me. I was feeling the pressure of trying to stand for what I believed, that my life had meaning, value, and that I could accomplish the things in life, the dreams that I held dear. I was on the edge of my bathtub and of my faith. I began to question my right to have dreams in a world that ridicules my credentials. I was feeling afraid of who I was becoming and whom I was leaving behind. I felt like a successful loser who had no frame of reference for her next course of action. I sat there running the water so no one could hear me crying, not the kids, not Michael, not Leonard, not Tracy, not Chaz, and not Kristen Rose, for God's sake. So no one could hear me crying and praying for God. Please show me the way. Show me what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know who I am. I'm scared. I didn't hear her when she entered the bathroom. She went and sat on the floor opposite the bathtub and waited for me to look up. When I did lift my sorrowful face, she smiled. I looked at her in amazement as she summoned up from the depth of her soul an expression that combined seriousness suitable for men of war with the devotional love of a religious martyr. Then she said, simply, with empathy and compassion beyond her years, she said, "When I grow up, I want to be just like I immediately searched her eyes for the slightest hint of mockery or scorn, and finding nothing but pure love, I sighed. The sigh was the thing. In that release came the flood that had been dammed up inside my heart for 9 years. I cried. I cried for the sorrow. I cried for the fear. I cried for the sheer bullshit that people put you through, and the sheer bullshit I put myself through. And then I cried for the gift of my girl. And finally, I cried, for I felt amazing grace upon my life. And then I smiled, and she smiled. I laughed, and she laughed. I took that little next fourth child's hand in mine, and we sauntered out into the bedroom, over to the record player, and put on a love song, which we sang to each other while dancing our version of a waltz. Then we waltzed ourselves into the kitchen and ceremoniously took a large tub of butter pecan ice cream out of the freezer. One bowl, 2 spoons. Me and my daughter. The end. So I wanted to share that with you. Take a breath. Yeah, I wanted to share that with you. Because part of my mission is to tell these difficult stories, to say these difficult things out loud, so that anything that you have done or seen or felt or experienced, no matter how yucky you think it is or how awful it makes you, I'm here. And I share my story so you can know that you're all right. You're more than all right. You're loved. You're so special. So wonderful. I wonder what you're thinking right now. I love technology. I love Facebook. I love the opportunity that I get to meet so many beautiful spirits. All of us go through things from time to time. And so it is not a thing of someone having ascended the throne. I mean, maybe Oprah, I don't know though, because when that network was struggling, Oprah was shaking like a leaf on a tree. So we have, that's life. It's the rhythm. It's the rhythm. And so here in March, at the new moon, the last new moon of winter, as we get ready to go over into spring and to get a really good look at what we are manifesting for this season, and to know that we are not alone, and to know that everything we need to grow that plant to fruition and to harvest the fruit in the due season is already inside of us. And we get by, like the song said, with a little help from our friends. And so I get by with a little help from you staying here with me and sharing this time with me. I love you for it. I thank you for it. And was it on in the Soul Garden? Let me know. Meet me back on Facebook. See you later. Thank you. And so it is.